I called out ESG many years ago. I'm flagging this right now. I want to bring in Bull Tick Capital Markets, their chief strategist, Kathryn Rooney Vera. You know, Kathryn, this morning there was a tweet from Paul Donovan, an economist at UBS, that zeroes in on the next angle to grab corporate dollars, right? I think they're going to hijack it or limit profits. Now, let's face it, nobody likes price gouging, right? And we all kind of hate it when we think we're overpaying. By the same token, though, you see the goal to sort of paint profits, the profit motive as a symbol of greed, like Scrooge McDuck. I mean, what are your thoughts? Because this is going to keep heating up.
Yeah, they're trying to divert attention from the true source. The true source, Charles, as you know, is fiscal and monetary policy. We've had multi-trillion dollars of stimuli. We have massive deficits, inordinate debts. We have monetary policy that went long in the tooth by about a year and a half. And that fomented the world that we're living in today, which is really sticky inflation. There's pain at the pump still. There's pain at the supermarket. Everyone feels it. It's not the corporation's problem. If you try to regulate what corporations charge and earn, you're going to face another spate of problems.
And here's the thing, and I think we might have we saw it a little bit with that last FOMC gathering at the Q&A session. There's pressure now to get the Federal Reserve to actually blame profits as a culprit for this next level of inflation. You just mentioned, we know money printing from the fiscal and Federal Reserve have played a big role in this. It would definitely give them an excuse to say, hey, we didn't do this.
Yeah, we did. It's not our fault. And it's on top of that, it's not only is it not our fault, but let's do more to, hinder capitalism and take advantage of this crisis. So now they're talking about more regulation. I think President Biden is talking about rolling back the Trump deregulation. That's not the answer. The answer is to enforce current regulation and do a good job doing it. This was the recent banking crisis that we had was not because we have too little regulation, but because, the guys at the Fed, they could have done a better job.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to that.
They created an awkward position, right, with the money markets is where they were. Let me just give you one more example, though, that they're zeroing in on. There's a company, Cal-Maine. It's an egg producer. Their profits were up 718% for the quarter. Now, remember, this is the same time the egg prices are going sky high, and the stock has been on fire. But I know personally, I've lost money on this stock in the past. So here's one that they say the government should have a role in dictating a company like this, that they should not have been able to make this much money as egg prices were going through the roof. And you hear this a lot with gasoline and other things. And I suspect at some point it could be applied to any industry. And this is what I'm concerned about. But how do you fight back against that from a PR point of view?
Well, we have to let free markets work themselves out. So if you have a company that perhaps is charging too much, then in a free market environment, another competitor comes in and matches the market clearing price. And then they undercut the other guy. So the answer is not having government regulate prices. The answer is let the markets work. In a competitive environment, there should be enough competition to bring prices lower to that market clearing price determined by the consumer, determined by supply and demand.
KRV, I got 20 seconds. Where's this market going?
I'm defensive.
Okay.
I think we're going into recession. I think we need to be in gold and defensive sectors. I think we need to be in cash equivalents, T-bills. It's worked out well for me the past year or so. I think we should continue to be defensive.
I know. I finally got some T-bills this year. Kathryn Rooney Vera, thank you so much. Always appreciate it. Folks,
Thanks,
after the
Charles.
break,